Quiet on set.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Jeff. I am a certified Part 107 pilot, and I fly drones with SSH Drones. The type of drones that I like to fly are the Mavic Air 2 and the Mavic 2 Pro. I like to fly the Mavic Air 2 because of the 48 megapixel camera and the hyperlapse feature on the drone, and also the Mavic Air 2 Pro because of the professional features on the drone camera. I've been a pilot since August of 2018, and my first drone was a DJI Spark, and I fell in love with flying drones ever since. I love to fly drones because this is a passion of mine. I love the bird's eye view perspective, and it also brings me a sense of calm and peace when I am in the air. It is important to be safe when you fly the drone because you need to know about air traffic regulations and also airspaces, just to make sure that you do not violate airspaces and also other aircraft routes. So one of the crazy situations that I got myself into was to fly the drone through the 191 Peachtree Tower. I was trying to position myself so that the drone actually recovers and then picks up signal, but then there was just no signal whatsoever. Luckily, I did set my RTH to a certain altitude that was higher than the building, so the drone just picks up and then went all the way up to that altitude and then flew back to me. So that was one of the craziest moments when I was flying the drone.
I'm Keith Dowd. I'm a licensed drone pilot and photographer with Genjutsu Productions. I started flying drones actually back in 2016, 2017 for the United States Air Force. I started out flying a fixed wing drone, which kind of looks like a normal plane, and it was called the Raven B DDL. Pretty much it's a surveillance and reconnaissance plane that could have multiple different cameras. And I fell in love with it. I loved being in the air. I just loved being able to look down on and get a different view of the world. And it kind of put me in a Zen mode. It's like, you know, when I'm flying, there's just nothing more important than just what I'm focusing on in the air. So it really puts me at peace. And once I left flying drones for the Air Force, I really missed that feeling. So I started picking it up and got my FAA license to fly drones on the civilian side. What I love most and what really gets my heart going about flying drones is really pushing myself and pushing my limits to see what I can do, see where I can squeeze that big small drone into like the smallest of spaces. So probably one of my most exciting moments was flying through this hotel that had a rooftop pool, and they had just a little window. I was probably like half a mile away from it. I could still see it, but I was pretty far. And I squeezed it through there and just got an amazing shot of the sunset, the hotel building, the pool. It was, I was holding my breath the whole time I was going through it. And when I let go, it's just a sigh of relief that I made it through it and that it came out so amazing. So the services that I provide right now is some photogrammetry, some aerial photography, and aerial videography. Right now, those are those big ones that I'll focus on. Just because it's the most fun. I really love doing that, capturing just images. You know, it's just like capturing a normal photograph on the ground, but you're getting a different perspective of it, and it's just really I love doing that. So that's what I really focus on most.
My name is Jamel and I am a Part 107 certified pilot for precision landing. When I got my hands on my first drone, to be able to fly above a building, look down, and have a totally different perspective on the world was something that excited me. It actually made my passion for photography even stronger. So for me, it was a natural progression to go from being on the ground to being an actual drone pilot. The type of drone services I focus on today are aerial photography, as well as aerial cinematography. My favorite drone right now is the Mavic 2 Pro. The fact that you have a Hasselblad on a drone I'm in the door now. Now I'm in the game, and I'm interested to see what this camera can do. When you first get your hands on the drone, you're kind of nervous. You're up in the air, and you're flying. You don't want to go too far. You want to go too high. But you got to push that envelope. So it took me years to kind of get comfortable with pushing the envelope a little bit and setting the bar a little bit higher for myself, and just, you know, taking the drone to its maximum potential. And one of my most scariest moments, I would say, is when the drone lost signal. I was actually on my rooftop. I launched it to get a picture of a church, a beautiful church. No one was there, and it was just the perfect opportunity to get a picture of this church. And I actually had to descend my drone down, and I just lost signal. I mean, you don't want nothing to happen to your drone, because that's like a $2,500 investment in the air, and for it to crash, it can break a man's heart.